We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Recorded to you live from Dom Torrey's last known whereabouts.
It's cold and dark in here.
This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Hey, like that. I warmed it up and wound it up. Hey, it's the Wicked Theory Podcast. I told you that already. And you still stuck around. Aren't these people nice? All right, so this week I got, because they're just going to wait now until I introduce them. My co-hosts for this evening are Ed.
Thank you, Bill.
And Bob.
Hello, hello.
And not Dom. Dom is still MIA. It's where in the world is Dom Torrey, you know? Where in the world
Our thoughts and prayers are with his family.
Yeah, I mean, I missed the kid. But then again, I just saw him the other day, so it's not like I don't see him. But he's a good guy. I like him. We're going to have him back. No, he's just he's got some stuff going on, scheduling with school and shit. And he's able to come do the Preacher vs. Preacher with us, though. So his nights are a little freer than his Saturday.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, hey, no, it's all highfalutin.
Yeah.
You know, he's learning things and shit like that. You know, I never learned a damn thing ever in my life.
He'll outlive all of us.
He probably will.
Yeah.
Not for nothing.
Yeah,
I'm
eventually
just thinking about it. Kid's healthy. You know?
Eventually he's going to learn the size of that college bill.
Well, that might kill a guy. That might kill somebody. Getting all that, getting those college bills. All right, so folks.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, slave labor for
What are you hung on?
The beginning of that sentence, I thought I was going in a very different direction.
Wait, which sentence? I'm lost.
Especially with the size of that.
Oh, the size of those gonads. God bless them. All right, so this is episode 54, kids, and we made it. We survived another week, and we're gonna obviously bring you some nerdy news and some geek kind of goofery and whatnots.
Back from the old home base.
I want a big bag of whatnots. Like, where can you buy that? Can you get that at a reason, like a store or something?
Dollar store.
Oh, dollar store?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking like, the little neighborhood hardware store.
Yeah, I bet you get the good stuff at the hardware store.
Yeah,
And then you can find like the cheaper
Right.
ones that are like knockoff from China or something.
Right, that's that cheap pot metal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
it's just not the same.
Like at DeLuca's General
Right.
Store. You
Right,
know,
exactly.
one
I
of
need
those, like-
Right.
Hey, Mr. DeLuca, I need a big bag of whatnots. You still got what? Oh, yeah, I got them in the bag, third drawer. And he knows exactly where they are.
There's still one of those in my neighborhood.
Probably still got a couple of them
Yeah.
out here where it's like, this is like 6 really old dudes, and it's just like a big bin of nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
And when you go there, they're just like, yeah, it's right over here. And they know exactly which,
Yeah.
washer to pick up and find the thing you need. Like, it's just insane.
And well, it's funny. There's the 75-year-old guy that works here, and then there's the 90-year-old guy who just hangs around there. It doesn't work there at all.
Right.
He's just been there forever.
Right. Like, you stop. Like, no, they're like, no, that's Steve.
Right.
That's Steve.
Like he's
the replacement for the cigar store Indian.
yeah.
basically.
He's a museum exhibit. Like he's really an item. It's just no one's actually asked the price yet.
Fair enough. All right, so this episode, we're going to do the usual stuff. We're going to do email news and a little bit of stuff in the reboot report and, all kinds of shenanigans like that. I got a Loot Crate box here we're going to open up in like mere moments. But we're gonna move stuff around a little bit. We're going to switch out where things lie in this episode. I don't know. I want to see what happens with the rhythm of it all. I'm going to put the emails. We'll put emails at the back and put the news up front.
I'm going to make you listen, people.
No, well, hey, I feel like
Well, that's a
people like.
byproduct.
Well, it's a question of, some people I like the news. Like I listen for the news. I skip through the email.
This is going to be the mullet of podcasts. Business at the front, party at the back.
That's what I'm saying. The
there you
true
go.
shenanigans. Like we're just getting warmed up with the news, kids. So, but anyway, I do want to remind people because I did say it. We've got 2 episodes out of Preacher vs. Preacher. By the time this lands on Monday, we'll be recording a new episode of Preacher vs. Preacher because the show Preacher is finally going to freaking start. Like, oh my God, my brain.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, my brain can't handle it.
Do you believe it?
Tomorrow night, or for those listening, last night.
Yeah. How was it, guys?
It's like somebody's answering my prayers here or something.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
Crazy. I did have I wanted to Photoshop young John Travolta from Welcome Back, Carter Days.
Okay.
On Superman's body. I was thinking in my head, like, what if he got the Christopher Reeve job
Right,
by
he
accident?
was up for it.
It was about that time. It was that era, at least. Was he literally up for it?
I think he might have been up for it.
Because I figure, like,
Because that was that whole Saturday Night Fever time.
because I'm figuring if you find the right 2 photos, and line them up, right?
Yeah.
Like that body type, like you could probably match it up and buy it. Like, you know what I mean? So I want someone to do that for homework, for fan art, or for just shits and giggles.
So, Palm, I get to work.
Yeah, that's a job for an intern, baby.
Well, he's turns out he's not the best. He doesn't have a lot of faith in his skills in Photoshop. I'll leave it at that.
He's not just an intern. He's the internator.
Our last request from him to do some photoshopping. Remember our last art request? He was kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like not my skill set or whatever. I'm like, so that's what's gonna make it great. Then it's gonna look like South Park or something when you're done with it. It's gonna be like all wrong sizes and shit.
Bill,
That's fine.
Bill,
What do you think Picasso looks like?
Why'd you hire this guy?
Didn't really hire him. That's the thing. He's like Bob talked about. With
He was sleeping in the parking lot, wasn't he?
It's like the Indian, the guy who plays like the cigar Indian that you were talking before at the hardware store. The guy who's just always there. He's kind of like hanging
just
around.
like the long distance version.
Yeah, the one guy who doesn't work there but knows where everything is.
Now I will say one thing: if he's the intern, why do I not have coffee? I mean, I don't drink coffee.
Cigar store Palmer.
Well, because he's Palmer, and obviously the coffee's for him, not for anyone else under any reasons. So even when you're a guest at his house, you're just not getting coffee.
Now he's agent cigar store.
He's agent. Hey, you.
I think we have an episode title.
Hey, I don't know.
10 minutes in and we're there.
Nah, we could do better. All right, so enough of him. Bringing down the ratings, that guy, I bet. All right, so yeah, please, people, if you've read Preacher, if you're, or you just don't care that we're going to give away like what the differences are between the book and the TV show, because that's the hook of Preacher vs. Preacher. Our other podcast available on Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Play Music, and you can follow us over there at Preach vs. Preach. That's the Twitter handle, at Preach vs. Preach. That's pretty much it. I don't want to overdo it. I think I said enough. With Jazz, we've been talking about it since episode 1 of this show, so much that we broke it into its own show. What an ironic twist of events. If you've been listening since episode 1, you're probably like, oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, there's got to be
the fucking plan? And it's
5 people now who are reading Preacher because they've been listening to us talk about it.
We've got a small list. Palmer's on it.
So we want our royalties from those sales.
Yeah, Palmer's on it. Steph's on it.
All 12 cents. Please.
I do have a loose plan that of what we can do during Preacher's actually going to have its second week. It's going to be a week off because it's Memorial Day weekend. So they're piggybacking the finale of Fear the Walking Dead to try and get that premiere some ratings. But the next weekend, even Game of Thrones and AMC stuff, they usually go into a rerun weekend just because it's the holiday. No one's home on that weekend. It's a wacky ratings thing. But I do have a kind of like an idea of what we can do that night to kind of like do something. But that's the whole thing. If you're into Preacher vs. Preacher, you go listen to Preacher vs. Preacher.
Cool. Maybe we'll read the first issue of the comic.
Maybe we could do that. That's a bit we can do during it. I was thinking something maybe on the live end of things for Preacher vs. Preacher. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Have you found out where Garth Ennis lives? Are we gonna like knock
we're
him
gonna,
out, bring him here, tie him up, and put a microphone in his face?
That's what we're gonna do. Palmer was a warm up to going and just rating pseudo celebrities and low end celebrities' houses, just going up and ringing their bell. But I don't know if pizza's going to be enough to get in. Yeah, just saying. We got to bring we got to bring Palmer 2 pies, and we ate most of it, but still, we brought. Yes. Okay. Yeah, because I don't think he had any. No, we left him like 3 slices, I think.
2 cold pies.
He had one out in the kitchen.
Okay.
I saw him at one point eating one in the kitchen.
Yeah, probably taking little like baby bites, right? Like a
yeah. I was like, he had like 3 left at the end of our little.
Picture him eating like a woodchuck or like a squirrel, like 2 hands, like just holding it with the very tips of his fingers, like that. Is that good?
Yeah, it works.
Okay, good. I'm waiting for Ed to give me something. All right. So enough of that crap. All right. So what are we gonna do then today? We're gonna move stuff around, but we're still gonna keep the meanwhile in play. Ed, did you see anything this week?
I saw 2 new movies.
Oh, and I forgot to hit the jingle.
Meanwhile.
Because I know you love that jingle. I'll hit it again.
I was waiting for it. Where'd it go?
I know. I lost time on it because it's not a perfect loop thing.
I saw 2 movies in theaters this week. One that's been out for a little while, but it's an indie called Green Room.
Debbie does. Green Room.
Green Room with Patrick Stewart and Anton Yelchin.
Is it everything people are saying? Just tell me that, because people are like, this movie's great for what it is.
Okay.
Or it's really good.
You ready? So someone's gonna get the clause. Someone's gonna pull out the clause.
That's why I don't want a protracted review, kind of.
Yeah.
But
yeah. No. What I will say is this is a very well made film.
Okay.
That is not for me.
I like the sound of that. That sounds like a very honest review. I wish more reviewers would just be like
that's
a very
fair.
7-word review in Entertainment Weekly once in a while, where it's like it's good. I commented on its academic worth and all that, but it's not for me.
Well made. You know, the whole idea of the story and the way everything moves out and the way they use space is really cool. But the characters, like your leads, is this punk rock band who just does live gigs because, you know, if they recorded their music, it wouldn't be pure.
Yeah.
And, like, the minute I heard that, I was just...
I'm like, and you're like, that's why you're still where you are.
Yeah. And you know, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be rooting for the villains. And then the bad guys show up and they're Nazi skinheads. So for me, there was really no one to root for in this movie.
It makes it hard.
And which you know that's fine, but the violence, while very good, is very brutal, very in your face.
Okay.
And it was a little too much for me, like just personally, in terms of shock and brutality.
Okay.
You know, I'm not as much of a horror movie
guy.
Did that
stuff have the proper intensity behind it, where it's like we're working towards it. It's obviously it's like that stuff's paid off in a way. It doesn't feel completely cheesy or schlocky or like, you know, horror porn or whatever they call that shit, like kind of thing. It's not over, like it's earned. As they say.
Okay. I think it's earned.
Very good.
It's earned.
Very good. What was the other thing you saw, buddy?
The Nice Guys.
The Nice Guys. I hear that they are so nice.
Yes, with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe.
Who doesn't like a good-looking Ryan Gosling?
Directed by Shane Black. I love this movie. This one similarly had a lot of jump scares and a lot of crazy moments, sort of like his previous movie, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, where the movie will take a sharp turn, like just a giant hairpin turn, and something would happen that you would never expect.
I got some music for this one because this is in the 70s, right?
Yes.
All right, I got something for you. I got for this.
Oh yeah.
Wait till it kicks in. Oh. Yeah, baby. We're going 4 bars on this intro. All right, this is the last one. Should be because I trimmed it to fuck down.
There you go.
Right here. Something like this, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Any guesses what this is from?
No.
Well, it's out of the age group for both of you, but let's see. Kids at home. Any of you remembering this?
It seems very familiar.
This is from fucking Thundercats.
That's Thundercats?
This is Panthro's theme. When they would all get in the tank and Panther he'd come up by himself and be like, everybody get in. That weird voice he had. Though you knew it was supposed to be a black guy.
Yeah.
But this was his theme.
Very groovy.
It's very groovy. It's very 70s. And when I found out all this I got a bunch of Thundercats shit in here, but you don't know.
Even though that show was 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is definitely very 70s. The music.
Yeah.
They threw a synth over it.
Is that like the
it's
thing?
like what we were talking about what's his name's theme? Mumra.
Yeah, because I pulled a bunch of stuff up, so I played Mumra's theme for Bob, which is just like, you know, a whole different bag of wax. We'll get into another time, but
you can tell it's just an older track that they put a synthesizer over.
Yeah.
Synthesizer.
There you go.
Thank you.
We like to enunciate.
Yeah.
Okay then. Anyway,
but back to the Nice Guys.
Oh yeah.
There is a little bit of an interesting juxtaposition.
Oh, sorry, the button got away from me.
Between Nice Guys and Green Room is that Nice Guys does have a lot of violence, a lot of in-your-face moments, but the shock and just the tone of the movie and the way it happens. In Green Room, when someone gets killed, you're like, oh my god, Jesus. Wow.
Yeah.
And in Nice Guys, when someone gets killed, you're like, oh my god, Jesus. Wow.
Well, that's the thing I heard. I heard it's got some crazy points in it. Some crazy spots in it.
Yeah. And Ryan Gosling, he does an exact Lou Costello. Like there's one moment where I swear to God, I only know it because I've seen almost every Lou Abbott and Costello movie. But there is a moment where he literally does like the gasping, the Muttley laugh, the pointing. I just
yeah, kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's exactly
big comedy back in those days.
And for me, it played.
Right. Well, you got to know the bit though. And that's fine. And maybe it is intrinsically funny in itself, just because if he's playing it straight, no setup, you know he's being goofy, But if you don't have a connection, if you don't have a reference point to it, maybe it just works on its own then because maybe something like that. But that is a funny bit. I like that. That is cool. But that movie's like. So what do you give that? What are you gonna give? What are you gonna give these two movies?
Okay, I'm gonna give
Taco it up, baby.
I'm gonna give Green Room 2 American Tacos.
All right, fair enough. And the next one, and the Nice Guys.
I'm gonna give Nice Guys 4 American Tacos.
4 American Tacos. Wow,
that's pretty freaking impressive.
Kind of
for entertaining movie.
For Green Room, that's not a recommendation. For Nice Guys, it is.
All right, fair enough. Well, I mean, I could kind of by the amounts that were given,
yes.
I could follow that.
I'm sorry. I'm using the Empire magazine scale.
Which is
3 is a recommendation, 2 is not.
Okay, fair enough. I would presume that if you had to delineate and let people know, like the 2 stars is not really a recommendation. It's like, hey. It's a movie.
like the 2 stars is close but no cigar. 1 star is don't go see this movie.
Oh yeah.
Whereas like 3 stars is like you should probably see this movie, and 4 stars is like fucking go.
And
see
0
this movie.
is just like you fucked up.
2.5 would be you're on your own.
Yeah.
Your call. 50-50. All right. So then, Bob, unless you got something that maybe you came across your way during the week.
Yeah, actually, I did.
All right. So you got a little news bit. Right?
Yeah, you know how. I guess we all felt the Superman versus Batman movie was a little boring, a little slow.
Yeah, I guess maybe. Well, maybe for some people, sure.
Yeah. So evidently, this one couple was drunk and they felt it was so boring that they decided to have sex in the theater.
Okay. All right.
Was there anyone else there?
Well, there was a couple of ushers there because they came by and tried to stop it, and the 2 of them being drunk, both of them. The man and the woman tried to kick the ushers' asses.
Right.
And proceeded to go to jail for assault. So, at least for them, the movie was... they had some excitement at the movie.
Well, I'm wondering what scene might have triggered it. Like, was it like that was a plan all along, or was it just something about the 2 of them running around in that oiled spandex, and they were just like, "I think we got to do it right now, honey."
Maybe they're just a couple of SOBs who find fun in getting drunk and going to a movie.
Well, that's
and having sex.
Well, that's
no. I just want to
just to piss everybody else off in the theater.
I just want to watch
They should go to a movie that actually has people in the theater.
Well, that's the thing. By this time out, that was the odd thing with it. By this time out of the playing of that movie, there's probably nobody in it.
Yeah, well, that's why there's no one around. Let's just
certainly no kids at that point.
Yeah, but I want to see the usher in the manager's office afterwards as he's filling out that accident report. Just like, how am I going to describe this?
Oh man, I just wonder if they stopped when they heard the whole Martha bit. If that was like if that might have killed the moment. Like Martha. Why'd you say that name? He's like, he heard your name, honey. It's like your name. Imagine the chick is Martha. All right.
I got Martha.
She's Martha too. Wait a minute. All right. So that's pretty funny. That's cool shit. So for me, I'm gonna open up this loot crate. I'm gonna bring that into the mix.
Ooh,
I haven't opened up one on the air in a while.
Do we know the theme this month?
I do not recall. I know that I was informed by some means, like I saw people's emails or something. Oh, that's right. Okay, it's all coming back to me now. One of the cooler items in it this week is something that I will probably actually never use because you wouldn't want to fuck it up, but it's a Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, okay, cool.
Thanos oven mitt.
Okay.
And you can...
Bob, you cook. You could use this.
I wouldn't, though. I would think we should just hang it on the wall here with all the rest of the stuff in the studio.
There you go. All right. So also it came...
It does double as our kitchen, so it is still appropriate.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We can hang it up on something on the hook, like where we keep that rag right there, and it'll just be a thing. Yeah. Don't ever fucking use it. I'll fucking bury you with it if I come home and there's like some kind of blemish on it.
With the white one up there in the corner?
Yeah. Because we don't ever actually use that because it's out of fucking sight. You know what I mean? I don't know why I ever hung that up there. All right. So then I got this Hulk. Notice how I said I immediately. That's obviously not going to go into the prize closet.
No.
But much like the
cool.
Deadpool one in a way, where it's a little bust statue of the Hulk.
So we get it's a Q-Fig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice little statuette.
Yeah. I had on a similar note, I had an opportunity to buy a electric guitar painted the Hulk.
Oh, did you?
Today.
Oh yeah.
For fairly cheap.
Well, how was the quality of the image?
Well, no, it was the guitar I was buying.
Right, I know, but the image.
No, the image is good.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
like
it's an
like
official Marvel.
Oh, okay, it was official.
Guitar.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought maybe it was something. Maybe
and
something
there's a bit of a market for some of these.
Sure. Okay. Sure.
Some of these they actually sound really good, and people don't know about them, but eventually down the road,
right.
collectors find out about them and they go up.
Okay, so now also in here there's a Dragon Ball Z plushie Shenron plush keychain.
It's a big keychain.
Yeah, you know. And anything on your keychains is just going to get dirty and filthy and break.
Now, what's it? Power? Is that the theme?
Yes, Power is this month's theme. And then it comes with also a T-shirt. And I believe, if I remember, it's a Warcraft T-shirt, which is a really cool, badass image.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's really nice design work. Working with the negative and the positive space.
I guess that's about the upcoming movie.
Yeah, tie in for that. And, I don't think that's going in the prize pumpkin closet either. But I'm not a big Warcraft guy, so maybe one day I find somebody. Mm-hmm. I haven't claimed it, and if I haven't claimed it yet, it'll go into the prize closet.
Make them take a quiz.
Yeah.
You don't even have to record it. No.
But some kind of robot pin thing. I don't know what that character is, but then again, the loot pins rarely make sense. But they did get better quality on them. So that's your Loot Crate, kids. It's not an official sponsor in any way. Do what you want. I don't have a promo code to give you. Things. I don't have right. Thank you, Bob. The most important one. The Infinity Gauntlet. You don't lose. You don't fuck around with the Infinity Gauntlet.
It's Infinity Med.
All right, so that's going to wrap up the Loot Crate, basically. That was kind of like a real quick. There wasn't a lot of stuff in it, but it was, it's
big. It was cool stuff.
Yeah, that's at
the quality was good.
Yeah, that's at the quality. That's supposed to be like $50 worth of stuff. You know what I mean? So there you go. That Q figure is about a $15, $16 thing. The shirt's probably $15, $16. The mitt's probably like $10.
Yeah, I was actually thinking maybe $15 for the oven mitt.
Yeah,
because it's a license thing.
Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. And so that.
So right there, that's about $45.
Yeah, it's ballpark. Yeah. Plus tax.
T-shirts can go for those kind of T-shirts can go for about $25.
They can go
so it's all there.
Fair enough. All right, so that's all I got for that shit. And much as we mentioned earlier, we're going to move stuff around. We're going to do news.
Get some news.
Now and emails later on. So we're going to come in with the news. Yeah. So Ed's got the document open. I got a copy of it over here, but he's got the hot links. He gets the deep down information. So first one up.
You want to do movies or TV first?
Well, we could just go with the list. It's in a list form. So unless there was a reason to jump to movies that you felt...
No. Let's go down the list. Okay, so first up, Cinemax. Cinemax is going to be streaming the first episode of Outcast ahead of the premiere.
It's already up. I was going to watch it yesterday and today, and I
actually watched the first 12 minutes of it.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, TV horror is not my thing. This thing is weird.
Okay.
Yeah, it starts out really weird.
All right, well, that's cool. It's exorcism stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm reading the comic, and the comic is, I think we've been talking about it a couple times here. It's been a little bit of a slow burn, better in trades probably than monthlies, and hey, it's Robert Kirkman. And the show's going to fill it all in and have to fill it up an hour, so it's going to feel like a different animal.
Now, what's interesting is the amount of places that this is available. It's it's available on Facebook, the watchoutcast.com.
Okay.
HBO Go and Max Go streaming services.
Okay, so they're really putting it out there.
Yeah. Which makes me think now: can I watch Cinemax shows on HBO Go?
No, I think they have their own.
They have their own thing.
I think so.
But
it's a good question because it's the HBO family kind of thing. So
because like Cinemax is it's like the number 3 of the big premium networks. So the audience for this is potentially not as big.
I think that's why they're pushing it out so hard right now. It's like this is a thing that we know is good and we put a lot of money into, but like that we feel like is finally a caliber product that like this isn't Strike Force or whatever that other fucking show they had.
Yeah.
Or like Banshee where like they have like a cult following, but like people talk to me about Banshee all the time. Like, do you watch Banshee? And I'm like, no, I've heard it's like it's like a really good shitty 80s action movie as a TV series. Yeah. It's kind of like that. It's like babes, bullets, and fucking badasses kind of a thing. And so, so it's a little tongue-in-cheek at times or whatever. I probably shouldn't talk about it like that.
Well, what's the name of the show again?
This sounds amazing. It supposedly is to a degree, as long as you can enjoy for what it is.
Bimbos and bullets, man. What's better?
Oh. Watch out, guys. Sorry there.
I remember reading the Prelude tie-in comic book. To Banshee.
Oh, okay.
And thinking this is unbelievable. this is ridiculous even for comics.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
And I didn't realize it had anything to do with the TV show until afterwards.
That's funny. You were waiting for someone like, so who screams? I mean, who's the Banshee? Like, you know what I mean? Literally.
Yeah.
All right. So But so people could probably still go find that. I don't know if it's going to be a limited time thing. I think sometimes these first episode appearances online tend to be for a limited run or like a limited time thing. Mm-hmm. Like I watched other networks take their stuff down after a short period. You know what I mean? So get it while you can, kids, if it's even still up at all. But that was nice of them. So next is something Callista explains it all. No, that's the wrong show, right?
Callista Flockhart.
Callista's going to get the flock out of there, I think, is what's going to come down to that.
She is not confirmed as to whether or not she will be returning for season 2 Supergirl.
Super season 2 of Girl?
Yes. So since it's moving to the CW.
Since it's moving to the CW, Supergirl?
A lot of alliteration.
A lot of S's.
It's moving to the CW from CBS.
Yes. So
that also means that the show is moving
seriously
production locations from Los Angeles to Vancouver. And Callista Flockhart, who has a kid and a family,
she's not allowed in Vancouver.
LA.
That's Canada, and she was excommunicated, or there's a picture of her.
No, like me,
she didn't eat enough Canadian bacon.
Yeah. No, well, like me, she just doesn't want to go there.
Right. There's no good reason. Literally no good reason. I mean, there are reasons. But there's no good reasons.
Yeah, it's not like they have a Comic-Con thing.
I mean, come on. Let's go look at the snow.
But I sympathize.
But so basically it comes down to, like, you know, she's an LA person, and she's probably going to want to stay rooted to LA. And then there's a question of, is the show going to, you know, try to entice her to go, or just be like, all right, we're going to do other things and we'll buy out your contract or work something out with you. But
which is because she's a fan favorite. That character, a lot of people believe, is the best part of the show. Yeah. And if she doesn't stick around, I think they, you know, I mean, they're already going to be losing some of their audience moving networks, but now they may lose even more, and it'd be interesting to see how the show survives that.
It would be interesting if to what level the show retools and reformats itself.
Or crossover. Yeah. I think that's how it survives a change like that.
Yeah. That's how it definitely is going to transition into being something else on that other network. Yeah. But like, what happens to those characters? Like, who comes over? Yeah. Is it a thing where, like, we'll just take this as a time to kind of quote unquote like reboot a little bit, soft reboot,
or do you pull a Bewitched and just recast the character, have a different actress play her,
or an actor,
still Cat Grant,
he's still Cat, you know what I mean? But he's got a mustache.
You know, it's kind of scary how much Dick York and Dick Sargent looked alike.
Well, the fact that they just were like, we just need a guy named Dick, and that's good enough, and it's like, that's not even a character name. But they were like, no, that's it. That's all we're hiring.
Who could they get to replace her? Maybe someone like Lisa Rinna. A lot of plastic surgery, skinny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's one of these things too. It's like, I don't watch it.
Who do you get? You got to get a lady in her 40s who looks like she's had some ridiculous plastic surgery, because let's face it, Callista.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like
crazy surgery. You know what I mean?
She probably has.
You can't go too far off of her build or anything, I think.
Well, I think the thing is that not only is it getting somebody maybe of a certain kind of name, maybe to not replace her, but to be that type of character, you know, in her life or whatever. Yeah. Like, obviously, the Callista character will leave the magazine and she'll be replaced by some new editor-in-chief, and that person, or male or female, you know, will be the personality du jour. Will it be like some quasi stunt casting? Well, I almost said stunt.
Well, you know, they could probably do something where, like, Callista's character phones it in. Maybe the magazine moves production to another city, and she's staying in that city with the rest of the offices.
Maybe the magazine goes to LA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's the thing magazines do, right?
Or they could just cast Bridget Fonda.
Well, listen, if you're going to cast Bridget Fonda, you don't bother casting her as fucking the head of the magazine. Like, maybe that's where she does lie nowadays, or she would want to be, if she would even bother to be on that fucking show. But you make her some kind of big bad for the season.
I'm only saying that because, fun fact, evidently Ally McBeal was originally written for Bridget Fonda.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. There you go, kids. That's your Ed Scoop of the week.
Useless information for your everyday life.
Edformation.
There you go. Write it down, Palmer. It's another segment.
Edformation. Warning.
Moving on. All right, we got a clash of movies and comics coming up in our next news story.
Oh, a clash? Or what did you say?
Movies.
I'm not here. I'm not listening. But you said some kind of something.
A clash of movies and comics.
Oh, okay. That's true. That's true.
Because DC Rebirth #1 comes out next week.
Right.
This will be the first main universe DC comic I'm purchasing in a while.
In a while.
I think at least a year.
Probably about a year, yeah. You guys sputtered out on the 52 stuff.
Yeah.
And, life happens too.
Yeah, well, it wasn't so much that I wasn't interested. It was partially that, but also kind of, being unemployed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Life happens. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, did you say life or wife?
Well, those things both.
Well, for me, it was life.
Strictly life. Life was a little serious. Yeah. But point being, though, that so it is DC's attempt to reboot and kind of move past the 52 stuff and kind of harken back to where it was kind of before and where it's always been and where it was better.
Yes.
So
and that first issue is being written by DC's chief creative officer, Jeff Johns.
Geoff. Yes. As I like to say.
Yes, who's been like one of the major architects of the DC universe for the past 10, 15 years.
And lately moving more involved with the Warner Brothers end of things and the Hollywood mapping of these movies and being involved in these creative stuff. And now...
Which leads to the big news, which is that now he's being put in charge of DC Films. Officially, he's still the CCO, but he's... taking on a bigger role, and this will be the last single issue comic that he will be writing for a while.
Right. That's basically the well considered speculation. Basically, is that he's just not going to have time, man. He's going to be a little busy, and me and I were talking about it a little bit before the show, and it's like this is comparable in some ways to Warner Brothers, role. Their counterpoint to Feige at Marvel in a way where it's like you got to have somebody in a clear position that is so intimate with this stuff that bad decisions really don't get made. Like, you know what I mean? Now, granted, Feige is, much more movie-minded than maybe Jeff or experience going in. But
he just does Feige just does the movies.
Fair enough.
Jeff Johns right now is doing the job of three people.
Right.
Like, Marvel has... Kevin Feige on the movies, Jeff Loeb on TV, and Joe Quesada is the chief creative officer. And Jeff Johns for DC is doing all three of those jobs.
Right.
So it looks like here they want him to focus more specifically on the movies.
Yeah. Well, they're going to leave the rest of it, now that he's kind of kicked it off with the Rebirth, now he can push it off to Didio and whatever, hierarchy is over there.
It certainly sounds like this can't be a bad move for them.
No. Can't imagine. Can't imagine that it would be.
And he's a great writer. I think he's very talented guy. I'm glad to see him focusing now.
Yeah, we were talking earlier, and I find it, quite interesting. And same way with Quesada, how to watch these two come onto the scene, and just be creatives in the old school. They were just, one's just a comic book artist, and one is basically just a comic book writer. And then all of a sudden, here we are all these years later, and these two are basically top dogs at these companies in a way that, obviously in this industry, that's how that happens.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It really does end up being like people who are the creatives end up at the top places as opposed to just money guys or marketing guys getting lateral transfers and then pushes up. Like, you know what I mean? Like that does. And that's why at the top of Warner Brothers, you have this issue where they can't get it because there's nobody creative. There's no creative vision anymore at most of these studios where they actually have to go find a guy with creative vision to oversee things now. Because they just can't get a grasp on it. They need someone they can trust, much like, they don't read scripts, so somebody reads them all for them, a script reader, you know what I mean? Much in that same kind of way where I need someone to come to me and a little bit of hand-holding or just,
Like trying to explain math to somebody who's not good at math.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like,
I tried, Bill. I've really tried.
And I commend you for not giving up, but it's time. I'm just, the subtraction, like, I don't get it. Like, you take it away, but where does it go? All right. So with that, more shenanigans.
All right, now we've got some casting news.
Yeah, so break this down for me because I thought Michael Keaton was kind of like not.
It
wasn't going to happen.
He said he was in talks,
right?
And now it's not.
But
and then it was no, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And now evidently he's back in talks.
This is as crazy as a Zagnut bar. I don't get it.
He's back in talks to start to play a villain in Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, everyone's saying Vulture. That's not confirmed yet.
What if he's just like the social studies teacher? What if he's just like a douche because it's all about high school again, right? So what if that's the villain? It's just
he's the assistant principal.
Yeah.
He's
Parker.
Kind of like PC principal in South Park.
Yeah, basically. Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah. Now, originally, what Heroic Hollywood is saying.
Whoa, you all right there?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I thought we were going to get a
hurls. Ed almost exploded.
I don't know what the hell that was. You got a hairball?
Is that this...
like a cat. You did a
Kind of an Alf thing.
Involuntary thing. Yeah.
Nice.
Evidently, the studio was having problems trying to figure out how to afford both Michael Keaton and Robert Downey Jr. And now that Downey's deal is closed, they've been able. It looks like they may have been able to find wiggle room.
Downey's deal is closed. He's officially done.
Yeah, Downey is in Spider-Man: Homecoming. That's for sure.
Right. Now, was that tack on? No, but we don't really know, right?
Yeah,
we
don't really know.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Fair enough. We love Spider-Man. Here's a Spider-Man sound effect. Well, never mind. Didn't have the volume up.
Now,
there it is.
Now, Spider-Man: Homecoming is set to start filming in Atlanta next month, so we should get a firm answer on this issue soon.
Right.
But he could be playing what's his name, John Connor, the Lizard again. If they're doing a reboot,
Dr. Connors.
Dr.
No, yeah,
Connors,
I mean
right?
it's fair enough.
Could be, or it could be Vulture.
The hope is for Vulture because we haven't seen him.
Yeah.
He's too old for Craven.
For
Craven.
He's got the right.
I was
look
just
for
thinking
Vulture.
in flashback maybe Craven.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But they wouldn't do a whole movie in flashback.
No, it doesn't hold up. But he's trying to think outside the box. Like I was saying to him before, Chameleon is another one I haven't used, but I don't know how engaging. Mysterio, the whole acting thing and theater thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you could fresh off Birdman, I feel like there's some resonance there. I could see somebody in Hollywood being like, oh, wait a minute, he was a stage performer. It'd be great, Michael Keaton. And it's like, well, yeah, I guess.
Well, it's also just weird playing the Vulture. Both of your superhero, well, the Birdman's not really a superhero role,
right? But it's the same thing.
But it's we're talking winged creatures.
He's gonna be like, do I have to crawl? Do I have to go? Like I was doing in Birdman, fucking every 5 minutes.
He's just gonna be a curmudgeonly old man wearing a suit with wings on it.
Yeah, and also if it is Vulture, does the technology have some kind of connection to Falcon?
That would be interesting to see. Because that's
a way to tie it in.
That's a way to tie it in. That would be a little bow tie on it all.
Yeah. Now, what I'm secretly hoping is that secretly Kingpin is involved and we get Vincent D'Onofrio in this movie. That would be kick-ass. All right. So, and other Marvel news.
More Marvel news?
Yes, more Marvel casting news.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a double. This is a 1-2 punch.
So now that you said the word Marvel, it must be something we are going to marvel at.
Yeah. So
a little bit. It's like, wait, what?
For Thor Ragnarok, which is coming out, I believe, a year
eventually
next November.
Who cares?
Yeah,
it'll change.
Not this one, the one after.
Right.
So a year and a half from now. But Jeff Goldblum and Karl Urban have signed on.
Dr. Dredd. No, Judge Dredd. I said Dr. Dredd.
Can I ask one important question?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, to make neither one of them like a doctor or a scientist is the strangest part of all, but also maybe the most captivating because they're both going to play villains.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they haven't said who.
Is Jeff Goldblum going to fit into that alien suit from Earth Girls Are Easy again or something?
He's going to try. That's what engaged him. He was like,
that would be best.
That would be fantastic. I think I'll try that.
That would be best. I mean, if that's the case, then we got to get Damon Wayans and Jim Carrey back in this somehow.
I definitely want Goldblum to pull like a very overacty. I don't want him to be Jeff Goldblum in this movie. I want him to try and be somebody else again. Like, he doesn't always do that shit. He doesn't really. Yeah. A lot of times he's like, smarmy, guy. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, it's cool, but I'd much rather see you try to fucking chew the scenery a little bit, maybe. I don't know. When was the last time you did that?
So you're talking
Han Solo.
So you're talking like Jeff Goldblum in 9 months, like that Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, that's like a movie I barely remember. Like that fact that you're telling me.
Like he's jacked in that movie. Like he's
we're done. We're done.
He's like the hunk in that movie.
We're done. We're fucking up. I'm bringing the mic close. I'm letting you know that we're done. We are done.
Yeah,
the fact
it was the gamma rays he did before filming.
The fact that he was jacked.
Yeah.
Not as ripped as he was in The Fly.
Hey, man, go to the videotape.
No.
Go to the footage.
No. All right. So
I'll always remember him as the Fly. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, I did see that they were villains. Maybe the thing I saw, maybe it's not confirmed. I thought it was Scourge and, like, DJ Skrillex or some other.
Yeah, I'm looking at this.
I hope that made somebody laugh out there.
This is an article on Bleeding Cool from yesterday. It's not saying which roles they're playing. Maybe in the last paragraph or so. That's the one I linked in, right? Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's just not embolded, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. This is what happens when you don't read.
Because most of the good stuff in that article is embolded. They do a proper edit.
That big expensive school you went to, Ed, and you didn't know how to read?
You see, kids, this is why you got to read.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. You need to read the article.
Reading is fundamental.
Before the show. Mm-hmm. That way, when someone asks you a question, you don't look like a dumbass. I'm sorry.
Or I could be a nice guy and edit all this out, or not.
Yes. I'm just waiting for a guy in a green hood to come out with a bow and arrow and tell me that I have failed this podcast. So yes, Goldblum is playing the Grandmaster.
Okay.
Karl Urban is playing Scourge.
Yeah, so we got Karl Urban.
Now, this guy, Karl Urban, he's the guy from the Gildan commercial selling the underwear, the one that's married to, what's her name, Steph?
Is that, I'm not sure.
I think you're thinking of Keith Urban.
Yeah.
Oh, the country guy. No. Oh, my God. That would be great, though. That would be great if they're just some random country singer in one of these movies finally. Oh, they're just casting anybody now. They really are. That's fucking funny.
I mean, that's the only name I know, Urban.
Right. Yeah. Well, Karl Urban was Judge Dredd, and he's actually the guy who plays McCoy in the new Star Trek stuff.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's good. He's pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean,
great actor. He played a show on Fox called Almost Human.
Yeah.
A while back, and
that's right. Yeah.
Was Éomer in the Lord of the Rings movies?
He was who?
Prince Éomer.
Oh, it's Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Yeah. If it's not a Baggins or the Wizard, like I don't know. There's
he was the Prince of Rohan.
Yeah. See, there you go. You know what I mean? It's taken me how many seasons of Game of Thrones to really get it all down.
All right.
You know what I mean? Lord of the Rings, I'm like, yeah, okay. Frodo, Mito, Bibby, Squibby, Dibbly, Libbly.
People know who I'm talking about.
Okay. Not this people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
I'm just saying.
Fair enough.
So,
but that's cool shit. I mean, not maybe Goldblum's obviously a wackadoo, but, Karl Urban in there is obviously like that's an easy hit.
Yeah, and it's a shame almost because I think he's a great actor, and I think he could carry a superhero movie.
Oh, he probably
you know,
should be somebody. Like,
yeah, he could be a character, and I was just actually thinking that he's good to play off of Jeff Goldblum because Jeff Goldblum is a goofball.
Mm-hmm. And what's interesting
that's
too
just
is
how he is.
What's interesting too in theory is that they're both playing villains, which you don't get to see either of them do.
Right.
So
yeah, and they're not, and neither of them are the main villain. Kate Blanchett is meant to be the big baddie in this one.
Oh shit, Kate Blanchett. Mm-hmm. All right, very nice. Very good stuff. Okay. And then we're into the reboot report, I believe.
Reboot report. Okay, bunch of trailers dropped this week for shows that are premiering next fall.
Right. If you heard last week's episode, we went through a mind-numbing list of television stuff that was getting canceled, renewed, or pilots picked up.
Yes, and there are two specifically that we're going to talk about today.
Well, that's what I got in the notes. If you got anything else you want to toss in as a bon mot after that,
I mean, I think we covered a lot of it. I think really what we want to.
There's these two that are worth talking about.
Yeah, well, just the reactions to the trailers. So the first one we're going to go talk about
is MacGyver. Like the MacGyver, like a teaser trailer up front preview for MacGyver came out.
Yes.
And it's like, I don't know, man. If you thought fucking MacGyver, the original series, was soft and like just... I don't know. What is it with CBS and the fucking filter? Like, why is there a filtery haze on every fucking show where it's like, could someone clean the camera? Could someone just get the fucking Vaseline off the fucking lens?
It's the house style.
But that's the problem. When you have a house style that's that aggressive in its way, like it just everything looks the same. Nothing feels special. Nothing looks unique. And you can never transcend yourself if you have a house fucking style like that.
Well, see, but that's the thing. CBS is not about transcending.
Well, of course not.
CBS is lowest common denominator. We're trying to bring people in.
And that's fine for us. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We're fine. We're fine being bottom rung. We don't mind. We'll lose. We're fine being losers.
Yeah, they're losing all the way to the bank, buddy. Because you know what? That's why they're Channel 2 in a lot of...
well, I'm not saying it's not making money.
So they went more of a grunge haircut instead of the mullet.
Yeah, he's meant to be a younger MacGyver. This is like him just starting out.
Yeah. And of course, he's got a team. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a little group.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Just as predicted, because stick with what you fucking know. Mm-hmm. Stick with what's safe. You know. Meanwhile, no, the MacGyver series was like it was him. Dude didn't have a girlfriend. We didn't know what his deal was. Like,
No,
you know,
he was like
non-sexual.
He was supposed to be like low budget Bond.
Well, absolutely.
You know what I mean? He had his cue, but he kind of was like, no, I don't need that stuff.
I'll even go further. He's meant to be the redneck James Bond.
Okay.
Fair enough. No, he's meant to be like the Montana, like not sure if he's Canadian or not, kind of James Bond. That's what it is. He's Canadian James Bond.
Guy who can go in the woods, live on bear meat for 6 months, and then commandeer a helicopter and save 50 people.
It's what's his name? It's fucking
from Libyan terrorists.
Richard Dean Anderson.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
But it's like Bear Grylls or one of those survival guys, basically. You know, which might even be more of an interesting hook if you made him like specifically that.
Yeah. Now the real question here is he has long hair, but is not having a mullet a mistake?
I think if you're gonna have long hair, have a haircut that fucking works. Like Richard Dean Anderson's actually worked on his skull, on his frame. Yeah. This kid's haircut, I don't know what's going on. Like it's annoying. It's bothering me. Like I don't. It's
right.
Like,
he's a shotgun shell away from being Arseface.
Yeah, basically. Like if that's a fucking reference you get, you know what I mean? Like he's just so trapped in the. I don't know. It feels like someone took a hedge trimmer to his fucking head. I don't know, maybe because it's like pinned up sometimes. Like he's got it pinned up in the back, so it's like falling out the sides a little bit. Like I put my hair up like that when I'm in the house by myself. You know?
And he's played
maybe part of by the end of the first episode, we'll be seeing someone pinning him down on the floor with a razor.
Or just pulling the fucking rubber band out of his hair, like stop it.
You gotta wear the mullet, damn it.
Just man up and put it behind your ears like everybody else.
And he's being played by Lucas Till, who people would know from X-Men First Class, and he's also in X-Men Apocalypse. He plays Havoc.
Oh, all right.
Is it Havoc or it's Havoc?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're all interchangeable now. Blonde number 7.
Now the other trailer, which I'm more excited for,
which is just purely tease, right?
Yeah. What's funny is this is we're talking about the new Star Trek TV show, which is going to be on CBS All Access.
Right. The pilot will premiere on TV, but eventually the series will be online only.
Yes. And this told you nothing. You didn't see any of the characters. It was just space shots.
Yep.
It is almost identical to the teaser trailer for Star Trek First Contact, which was a movie that came out 20 years ago.
Okay, fair enough.
And I dare you look at it. It's almost it ends up with the same symbol at the end.
Sure. But it's definitely it's definitely letting you know it's the retro. It's the original series. It's a bridge of types of sorts. The speculation now is that it might be a very direct bridge to.
It's meant to take place between original series and next gen.
Right.
But it's not on an Enterprise, which is interesting because you have the B and the C.
Yeah,
we haven't explored yet.
I think it's supposed to be about multiple ships, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, maybe it may be an anthology kind of thing where they go between.
Maybe it's a little fleet wide. Maybe I don't know. We'll have to wait to really get more info. The the reveal for this video was just a logo. It was just some graphic. You know what I mean? Which was nice. It was all very retro and very hearkening to the original series. So we're just waiting to hear and see some of that, But I think that's going to really wrap us up for news.
Yeah.
I mean, not a lot of news. I wonder if anybody's waiting with bated breath for the emails. But
you want to maybe take a break?
But that's exactly what we're going to do.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell them you got to wait just a little bit longer.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
An army of ants is devouring everything in its path.
An eating machine, 2 miles wide and 10 miles long.
MacGyver must curb their appetite before MacGyver becomes McLunch. All he needs is some spare change. MacGyver removes the broken piston from the water pump, clamps battery cables to a generator, clips 2 50-cent pieces to the cables, and before you can say roto-rooter, makes an arc welder to fix the pump so the fields can be flooded, and away go the ants down the drain.
Power of the American dollar.
MacGyver. What'll he do next? Tonight at 7, 6 Central.
Some emails. I like emails.
You want to start off with some Ed mails?
Well, I mean, we do those too. Because when Ed's not here during the week, he likes to send us emails.
Yes.
So that he can read them when he's here and feel fucking special.
Because he's a lonely guy.
Well,
that's not the only reason.
That's not the only reason. He likes to try it. But you know what he's doing? He's remotely producing. Basically, that's like from in the past. Basically, he's temporarily, not temporarily.
Yeah.
temporally.
You know, and I actually try to, you know, I like to let you think that you're actually in charge of the show.
Oh, all right then. That's fair.
Unlike some interns we have.
Ed?
All right, gentlemen.
Sir.
Fish Mooney came back this week. Fuck. Why?
Thank God you moved the microphone.
Fucking why?
Yeah, just stay away.
I don't understand.
You know, well, what you need to understand is that show is fucking whacked. That show is on LSD. Like, that show just does things, man. But you knew she was coming. Like, you're a guy in the know, bro. You knew that sooner or later she was going to come. I'm surprised that he saved her so much to the end of the season, in a way. I'm not really watching it right now. I'm staying tangentially informed. I got to see a little bit of Azrael, rather. And whatever. But it's like, we never saw the body. We didn't see her really die. We knew she was going to come back anyway. And then it was announced she was going to come back. So it's like, I don't know what you're all fizzy-tizzy about. But I'll tell you this, mister. When she dies, she's going to die for good. Next time she dies. Whatever that is.
You promise?
I promise you. Because you can't, how many times can you do it? So the question is, though, when will that happen? I don't know. But my theory was always that she would come back for like a short romp, and then they'd kill her right the fuck off. Like, officially. Mm-hmm. You know? And put it to bed. Put the fish to bed. Put the fish to sleep.
Let's pray.
Yeah, can we? Everybody put your heads down for a moment and let's all pray to our God, the Bat. Cal will be thy name. That's a Fat Man on Batman reference, if you're not aware.
All right. Next email.
There you go.
Gentlemen.
Sir.
Which Batman 66 villain would you rather see on Gotham than Fish Mooney?
Which one?
Sid Caesar's Joker.
Well, I'd rather see Vincent Price's Eggman.
Egghead?
There you go.
Egghead. Hey, Batman. I don't do a Vincent Price, but I'd rather see that.
Okay. So you're saying Egghead, you're saying Cesar Romero's
Or
Joker.
even what was the other one? The Egyptian dude.
King Tut?
King Tut? Was it literally King Tut?
Yes, it was
and
King
he was
Tut.
like, Batman! It was that guy. I don't know that guy's name, but I've seen him in a million things. When he overacts, boy, does he overact.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he might have been
Wasn't
doing
Scatman Crothers on that show at one point?
Scatman Crothers. I'm not sure that it was. Is that a black person?
Yes.
Then probably not. I don't think there was any black people on that show ever, unless it was somebody going, groovy, man, that's far out. And then that's just like an extra. You got one line. Like, you know.
Maybe left over from Rowan and Martin's laughing.
Basically, it was like that.
In.
Yeah. Basically. It was basically like, chum, I believe it works on Rowan and Martin's laughing. All right.
Gentlemen. Which villain from the 90s Batman movies would you rather see on Gotham than Fish Mooney?
I may not be Batman, but my detective skills are picking up a pattern. What was that one again?
Which from the 90s Batman movie?
Poison Ivy.
The 90s Batman movie on there. I would like to see the...
Don't say Catwoman. Don't say Catwoman. Don't say Catwoman.
You know what? It's all about origins, right? We don't ever get a Bane origin, really. Mm-hmm. And this is a time flow where you could put Bane in here.
Yeah,
maybe
that was the time of steroids. So
that too. Maybe they're saving Bane for season 3. You know, saving the big guns. But maybe Bane. Bane would probably fit in on that show with all their wacky origin building that they do over there chemically and with the. You know, I could see it slide.
The original Bane backstory, not the one we got in the movies.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, very true. Like the one that he's all hopped up on fucking Venom all the time.
Yeah,
and actually has like some kind of weird metal plates under his skin or some shit like that. I forget. Comic books.
Now, what about? Do you think they can get Christopher Walken to come back and reprise his role as Max Shrek?
Why are we in the tunnel?
Because like the way things are lining.
Didn't that guy lead the 3 movies with him in a green suit?
I think that this TV show actually could like fit into the Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher Batman verse. Like you could see it molding into that.
I could see it, like, because it's like X amount of years go by, and so it's all kind of like styles change, and as much as the city doesn't get brighter, things get more flamboyant somehow.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, it's a weird juxtaposition, just weird.
But I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see that maybe being as like the secret theory behind the show. Like they don't tell anybody, but in the writers' room, it's like, we are basically like, that's what we're doing. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like the tone we're trying to like slowly creep into or something.
Because it's weird, because it keeps going back from serious cop drama to this wacky, and when it goes wacky, it's
Are you up to date?
weird. Yes.
Okay, so Clayface is on it now?
I haven't seen Clayface.
Or is there some kind of shape shifting going on?
No. I don't know what you're referring to.
Okay.
Unless I was like falling asleep during something.
And the season has ended or no?
No. The season finale is this Monday, the day this
Okay.
episode drops.
All right, I hope I didn't give nothing away then by accident.
All right. Well, and last question, last Ed mail for the episode.
Yeah.
Gentlemen,
Sir.
do you enjoy tomatoes on a grilled cheese sandwich?
Tomatoes? No. Most, I don't like cooked tomatoes. They break down. You know, and then all of a sudden it's wet and watery. Like, why is my sandwich leaking?
Fruit is for salads.
You know, exactly. You know, that's the thing with tomatoes. And rarely on a sandwich, too. Usually I throw them off. But at certain sandwiches, I mean, obviously BLT is not the same without the tomatoes. But, you know, no, not a big fan of tomatoes on sandwiches. And certainly not a fucking grilled cheese.
Bacon on grilled cheese, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, bacon and grilled cheese, and probably other things too, but, you know, it's not something that's going to break down while I'm cooking it.
Because if you go to most diners, the grilled cheese deluxe is cheese, bacon, and tomatoes.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, if it's made, like, right, like, that can probably be pretty good, but I think you have to have a, you know, nice beefsteak tomatoes, and you got to probably toss them on the grill.
Yeah.
Or something to kind of break off a lot of that initial water or something. I don't know, but, like, I ain't no chef, you know? I ain't no grilled cheese with tomatoes master. You know, I'm an amateur.
All right. But by the way, Victor Bono played King Tut.
Victor Bono.
On the Batman 66 show.
Good times.
I think that's because Sonny Bono hit a tree.
Not yet. No, I didn't.
No, he was too busy robbing the cradle with Cher at that time.
Basically, yeah, they were trying to get on the show. Like, come on, man, we're still groovy. All right. So that's it for you.
That's it for me.
That wraps you up.
Yep.
All right. It's enough of Ed.
3 Gothams and a grilled cheese.
3 Gothams and a grilled cheese. That was the left. Oh, took a right turn kind of thing. I got you. All right. I see what you did there.
Thank you for revealing my methods.
Yeah. Well, basically, I mean, it's it's the show shouldn't feel like Lost or Twin Peaks or something where it's like I really need someone to break this down for me. All right. I don't want anybody to get lost. You know what I mean? That wasn't a pun or a hard reference, but we don't want to confuse anybody yet. So, speaking of emails, my friends, there are more. There are some from other people. So, speaking of which, we got one from Steph Muniz from the Gotham Lights podcast. I'll try to say that again in English this time. From the Gotham Lights podcast. And I believe we got a jingle for even her now, right? Didn't we have Batman music for Steph? Steph Mel. Everybody, now you got to figure out one for Steve and Irina. Now, you know what I mean? Pretty soon. That's all you got to do, people. Just write emails on the regular, and Bob will work out a jingle for you. That's our new threat.
I maintain all rights.
Oh, yeah.
I write.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely.
You get no royalties.
No. You can't even claim it in public. Like, oh, hey, they do that for me without, proper credit.
Yeah, I have to be there
Exactly.
for them to do that.
So here goes Steph's mail. Hey, you guys. It's Steph, finally back with another email. But it sounded like Palmer and Brian did a good job of picking up the slack during my absence. So, Bob, how weirded out were you from only hearing Bill's half of the conversation during the first ever live Diamond Dave show? So she was online last night and heard what was going on a Mixler.
Oh,
so she heard.
Yeah.
There was a lot of sex talk. Like,
there was.
Oh,
I was like,
I missed this.
I was thinking this kind of thing is going out on a podcast.
So let me set this up real quick. So Jay from 7 Days a Geek and Dave Meyer from Diamond Dave show and all other 25 other shows about just diamond references, I guess. I don't know. But he's Canadian, so it's all about mines and tunnels and shit up there because they're crazy.
Well, it's good he's Canadian because I think David Lee Roth owns that here. So.
Yeah, that's what I mean. In the States, that's why he's allowed to use it. So point being that they were doing a live show on Mixler, and it was just kind of like a half a goof kind of thing. And so they were going through, at that point, really stupid sex-based questions thrown out onto the internet. So people would put these up in forums and these kinds of things. And so it was a lot of like, is it okay if I pee in someone's butt? And these kinds of things. And that's basically the conversation we were having when Bob walked by and was
so
like...
all I'm hearing is Bill's answers. I'm like, and he's got to choose in these things.
Or something like that.
Because
basically...
it's like... They were like, well, what would you rather do? Would you rather do this or
right,
this?
It turned into that. Right, it turned into a...
So that's when I come out and I'm hearing him in the middle. All I'm hearing is his answers.
That's crazy.
So it's like, well, I guess if I had to, I'd pee in her butt. And I'm like, well, wait a second.
What was the other option?
What situation are you in that you're going to have to pee in a woman's butt? And why are you having this conversation on a podcast?
Right.
I mean, do you have your gun to your head at the time?
No, oddly enough, people were doing it for kicks. People do it for fun, supposedly, which is just like, that sounds like dirty, dirty fun. That was my basic point, is that scatological play is a little bit like, hey, we got to put down a mat. I need like a decontamination spray down chamber, hazmat unit kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So you may even want to have her sign a release beforehand.
Yeah, well, they get nervous just about that too. Sometimes making them sign the release scares them away as much as what happens after. So, you got to be careful. So she continues. So how long before you guys start hanging up missing posters for Dom? What happened to that guy? Did you leave him at the rest stop on the way to Palmer's house? Watch. This time he'll be there when I don't have a grim question for him.
Yeah, I think the people from the local dairy are coming to discuss putting his picture on a milk carton.
Yeah, we got to figure out. Yeah, we got to figure out how that's done.
We got to look for a picture.
Yeah, we got to find a picture of him and then reduce it really grainy and black and white, and slap it on the side in the best way.
And let's age regress it too, so he looks like he's 5 or 6.
Well, we can just get that.
Because it's embarrassing to be lost and be 18, 19.
Oh, it'd be great. Like if I got a picture from his parents or somebody. And
although it might be a little harder to find him if he looks like he's a 5-year-old. But
yeah, that's true.
We don't really want to find him that much.
I mean, he'll show up.
Yeah.
He's like a cat. He'll come back.
The one thing we can guarantee is that he won't be on next week.
No, I really I believe next week. I'm not going to confirm or deny. I'm not going to confirm because I'm not 100% sure right
Leaving them in waiting. All right.
Yeah. It's a mystery. They got to figure. They got to wait it out.
See, this is why you run the show. This is why
he's going to come back with the most amazing story of where he's been. That I can promise you. He's going to come back and be like, I don't know if we're going to ever have enough time for me to regale this story. But anyway. So now she says, honest answer. Did you all expect Palmer's house to be so clean? Also, did Bob bring his guitar or did he use one of Palmer's dust collections? Dust collectors, rather.
I brought one of mine.
Yeah, right.
I don't know the quality of his, so I got to make sure that I have one that works. So the safest thing is to
you didn't bring
use
any up, right? Because you guys were talking guitars a little bit.
Real quick.
But
real short.
Didn't bring any up or anything.
No, he did provide a nice stand.
Oh, that's right. He did
for my really expensive Squier Fender Stratocaster.
Sure.
The bottom of the rung one.
From China.
Right.
Oh, that was a sarcasm thing at the beginning of that. I got you.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did magically produce a guitar stand for you. So that does imply that he's at least got
something.
And he did it fairly quickly too. So the dusting, the collection that's collecting dust is really not that far away from him at all times. It seems.
Fair enough.
So he should be playing.
Very good point. So
and that place was pretty clean.
That's probably from a lack of use more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's the thing I keep going back to. Like some of the people in the pod circles are like, "Oh, so how was it? What was up with that?" Like we talked about it last night on this thing.
It's like a 2 or 3 bedroom house he's got all to himself.
Yeah, and it's he must just focus into just a couple of rooms, and that's why the other ones don't look like bombs hit them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and his
probably would be the same way for anybody.
His living room is nice, but I wasn't allowed upstairs.
Yeah, that was a weird thing, right? Like and then when I went to go use the bathroom, he was like keeping an eye on me, basically like almost came in the room, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck? Back it up, yo." And he's like, "No, I just want to make no, I'm just fucking around. I'm just fucking around." All right,
I was marveling of the
basically
architecture.
I probably would have pushed him down those stairs. Those stairs were like really close to the bathroom door, so I probably would have shoved them, and he probably would have took a spill, and I would have had to pay for a hospital bill.
Yeah, there's a very small landing there.
Yeah, that's how it's made up there in Pennsylvania. So
those damn Amish.
So here's a preacher update.
Ooh.
From Steph, I ordered the last 2 books, and I'm loving the promos for the show. The 5-minute teaser of the beginning of the first episode was explosive, don't you think? That's a little pun. But I was even happier to see a new episode of Preacher vs. Preacher, Preacher vs. Preacher, waiting on my iTunes. Not long now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for the first episode?
I'm about a 7.
Yeah, I'm like I flux because I'll go through this thing because I'm maintaining the other account, so I see all these feedback stuff in this in Twitter. I'm following the hashtags, and mind you, like I rarely see anybody who's seen it shitting on it. They've been doing all these fan screenings and these private screenings and these special cast screenings, like 2 different kinds of screenings.
$95 a ticket or something like that.
Well, no, it wasn't like that. The pop-up screenings are free, and some of these other things are just happen to be whatever they are because it's actually part of like a TV museum or something like that. They're being very selective and cool about where they go.
But how much were the tickets for the screenings? Like, there was one here in Brooklyn, right? It was
but
expensive.
that's a pop-up screening that was free.
Yeah,
that was in the.
Oh, okay.
So they're doing like round
like,
robin around all these different cities, and they're calling them pop-up screenings because they're not telling people like where they're going to be.
Yeah, so
it's a last minute thing. It's like, hey, if you're here and you see
next week, every Sunday they were revealing where the next one was going to be. So for that, and on top of that, they were doing special scheduled screenings at different kind of TV music, and those would definitely have the full cast.
Right. Sometimes that was one of those in Brooklyn.
Right. So the one in Brooklyn.
So how much were those tickets?
So
those were
the one at the 92. No, it was only $32. The one at the 92nd Street Y was only $32, and then there was a pop-up screening somewhere else at a different location. And that one was free.
Okay.
So they're trying hard to get it. So my point being that all those people now are seeing it, and I'm following the hashtag. No one's really shitting on it. I'm only seeing good stuff. Like rarely once in a while, I'll get somebody who's like, "Nah, it's not what I wanted. It's not what it should be." Blah blah blah. But it's not like, it's not coming through like you would think. Like it's almost too good. I'm like, are people just not shitting on it? Because everybody loves to shit on things on the internet. People should be, but it's trending at like 90% now on Rotten Tomatoes. All the critics' reviews are coming in, and even Entertainment Weekly, that's sitting over here, gave it a B+.
Yeah, and that's Entertainment Weekly. That's it's a B. If they give a B+ to something that strong, because they're such a mainstream thing.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, I read it all the time, but you do have to kind of take it with a grain of salt.
Right. Some of it is fluff.
Yeah, and it's also too. It's like it's a magazine. Just it all depends on who's reviewing it. Sometimes it's like it's not like. Yeah. How official is that? But anyway, it's looking really good. And so anyway, I flux because what happens with me is like I feel like I'm at a 7 or 8 for excitement, and then I'll get like just someone will point something out where I'm like, oh yeah. Like, that's a thing.
Right,
you know what I mean?
I'm at like a 7 simply because they're going to be doing so much that I don't know because they're going to be expanding on the material and manipulating it so that it fits the current time frame and everything.
Yeah.
So. That's why it's a 7.
Sure, sure.
If they do right by the material, it's going to be the must be thing to watch for me.
Yeah, I mean we'll see it.
And then it'll be a 10.
Yeah,
I got to tell you, because I'm not a hardcore Preacher fan.
Sure.
That's why you notice I'm not on that other podcast.
Right. Well, it's because I didn't fucking invite you. But go on.
But I'm excited just as a TV show. I think
that's the thing.
It looks interesting and cool. I would say I'm probably at an 8 or an 8.5.
I do. That's a thing that goes through me too. I do wonder, like the big TV fan in me, like if I hadn't ever read the book but knew it was a comic or whatever, it was like, oh shit. Would I have gone back at all to go get the books? You know what I mean? Or how has this hit people who have no familiarity with it? Like, I miss those days with some things, like, you know what I mean? But to come in clean on something. And I really wish in an alternate universe, this is a thing I could almost come in clean with. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe just read the books. I didn't have all this superfluous stuff going on for me to have things ruined as much as they have been. And not in totality, but just I know too much going in now.
Well, yeah, but I don't think you can look at it as knowing too much, though. I mean, it's just because this is going to be a new take on it, and you kind of have to be open-minded to that.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, that's the big thing. It's like, it's almost like we've said before, where like sometimes you have to consider adaptions. Just like it's an alternate version. It's an alternate reality version, basically, of the same story.
Like Fox X-Men movies.
That's very alternate. That's ultra alternate. All right, so back to her.
Only acknowledge Deadpool.
that we agree. So back to Steph here. She says, anyway, that's it for me right now. Remember to open your ass and your holes to Jesus. That's a preacher thing. And then remember your fellow member of the All Saints Congregational, Steph. So Steph's going to get the invite to come in and hang out with us on the PvP.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, but she's catching up quick.
She's catching up quick. She's definitely in the wheelhouse to come play with us after the show starts running for sure, even if she doesn't finish those books. So I'm going to reach out to you, Steph, or reach out to me when you hear me talk about this, and we'll work it out.
I don't know. She still hasn't asked me on her show since I'm the only person that she knows that's actually been to Arkham Asylum.
Well, right, but that's it's fair enough. It's not really though enough. I think
I just drove through.
Yeah, because you're like in and out, like you're not lingering. You know what I mean?
I got my meds and I was gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was a day. It was a day you were there.
Yeah,
it was patient. Yeah, it was just an evaluation.
I got my morphine and I was good.
There you go. All right. So with that, now we are going to go on to next email. Yes, go for it, Bob. Fuck this fucking thing keeps stopping. All right. But it jumped back on. That was weird.
So we got, 2 emails left?
Yeah. All right. So, Bob, hit it, buddy. Ooh. That is the Agent Palmer jingle because he wrote an email. So let's get into it then. Let's get over to Agent Palmer. He says, Dear Sirs of the Wicked Theory podcast, I sincerely appreciate the surprise visit last week. I believe the shock has finally worn off.
I had guests. Oh my God!
What do I do?
Bill,
they know things now.
They know where I live.
I have to kill them all. All right, Bill. My apologies for your return trip. It was unfortunate that Bob and Ed left you, but I could only afford second-class freight to ship you back. I do hope the coffee was good and the packing peanuts kept you comfortable. I did remember to poke holes in the box for you, but I'm not sure if I labeled it this side up the correct way.
Yeah, Palmer, he didn't realize that peanuts were foam.
Yeah, that's the thing. You said peanuts, and I'm like, yeah, buddy, I'm all over that. I like peanuts. No shells. Amazing. Anyway, it was a blast, and I wrote about it, but it's up to Bill to decide if he wants to share where people can find that post. Because last time we gave him shit for fucking... Oh, you just slip it in plugs. But it's a plug about us, so people can actually find Palmer's kind of like recap and wrap up of his weekend at agentpalmer.com. He wrote a little piece about it.
So basically, if you're someone who has to have the ending to that story, that's where you get it.
A little bit, yeah. Right? You get some you get some insight.
You got the video if you were on Twitter
of
us going to the door, and then you got the broadcast of the podcast.
Yeah. Actually, you got to send me the Periscope, the raw Periscope video.
I still have. I actually posted it on YouTube too, so that we don't lose it.
Oh, really? I had no idea that you.
I was trying to link to Facebook, and for some reason I couldn't get it to do it right on my phone. I was going to do it when I got home.
Oh, okay. You could just email that to me, and I'll put it on the Wicked Theory account. So he's got some length to this one. No, just a little bit. So he says, anyway, it was a blast, and I wrote about it, blah, 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 blah. Moving on, I have finished book 1 of Preacher, and I'm enthralled. So book 2's start and eventual completion can't be too far off. So big shout out to him, and thanks for that. He's been reading the Preacher books. He's playing along with us over at Preacher versus Preacher. You can still go get the books. The show doesn't really start until the first episode's going to be this week. They're going to rerun it next week, the week after, and then the show will have its second episode 3 weeks from now, basically. Well, 2 weeks from now. But
we're going to get one episode, then there'll be an off week, and then we're going to get a new episode.
Yeah, they're just going to rerun the first one again, so you actually have time to go.
Right.
Check it out.
If you don't catch it this week, you can catch it next week.
Absolutely.
Just make sure you catch Preacher versus Preacher.
There you go.
Somewhere in between.
There you go. And he says that I've also heard. I've also heard episode 0 of Preacher versus Preacher, and I can't really believe that it's done by you guys. You're so behaved. It's like you got the word of God in you or something. But enough of that. It's questions time. 4chan. Whatever happened to 1, 2, and 3chan? How come they haven't come up and moved on to 5chan yet?
It's I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're not familiar with the 4chan?
I kind of know what it is.
It's like I might get 4chan for saying
Is that
it.
anything like foreplay?
Yeah, no, our buddy
Certain-
over at Comic Book Jones, Waffle, is big on the 4chan.
Yeah, he's big on the dark, dirty spots of the internet where like things start.
When I was in high school, I took Fortran.
What is that?
That's a computer programming language.
Oh wow,
That's dead, long dead.
Agent Palmer just had a heart attack. Now that you mentioned it, though, any other old school computer related things you want to mention and give him a heart attack?
COBOL.
Oh shit.
Basic.
Oh shit. Remember Basic?
TRS-80.
They called it Basic because that's where shit started, yo. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4chan. I would say, in the land of chance.
Same place where plans 1 through 8 went.
Yes, that's the thing.
Well, maybe 1, 2, and 3 were the prototypes, and then 4chan was the success.
I think what the question is that what you need to know is where's Chan 51, because that's always where the aliens are.
Yeah, Area 51.
Right, that's what their reference was to.
Okay.
So why is the Lone Ranger called Lone if he always has his Indian friend Tonto with him? It's a good question. He's not very lone.
Because he's the only Texas Ranger.
I think that's why he named the horse, because at first
Yeah.
he was lonely, and he was like, I got to give this horse a name.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Tonto was like, you're crazy, white man. I keep an eye on you. And that's it,
Mm-hmm. Well, Texas Rangers usually travel together in packs, groups of people.
Oh, okay.
And he's the Lone Ranger.
I got you, because he killed all his friends, right? Isn't that the story?
No, because all of his friends were killed.
Oh.
And he was the only one that survived.
But I have a feeling he was responsible somehow.
Yeah. It's also because Tonto can't be a Texas Ranger because he's an Indian. This is where racism plays into early.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of that back then.
Mm-hmm.
It was a high commodity called racism back then.
It's just the way things were back then, and
let's just much like Hi-Yo Silver. Let's just get away from that. How about that?
Yeah, please.
How does a real estate company sell its office without causing confusion? How does a real estate company sell its office without causing confusion?
well, why would they sell it? They probably just hire their own realtor.
They probably just rent it.
Yeah.
They probably wouldn't sell it if they were smart. If they were smart real estate people, they wouldn't sell. They would just rent.
Right.
You make more money over the long run. All right, so then that's it for this week. Palmer out. We came out unscathed.
Wow, that was fast.
That was fast, and actually none of it really gunked up the works.
Mm-hmm.
It went pretty good. So, kids, if you at home want to send us emails too.
Where can they do it, Bill?
Oh, wait. No, wait. We're not done. I forgot Steve and Irina. Fuck. What am I crazy?
They were livid. They were screaming right now.
They were probably like, yo, man. Steve was like, yo, he's going to skip our email and shit.
They were planning on sneaking up behind you at the CBJ podcast.
I think if I had Steve on here, people would think it was a bit.
It's true. It really is.
Steve's got a very specific kind of delivery and speech. Hey, what's I think he's like, I love him. He's funny as fuck, but he seems like he's constantly stoned.
I remember hosting the WCBG radio podcast whenever he would be in the audience and we would ask him to come up and answer a question. He every single time without fail, he is so excited.
Yeah.
And it is so refreshing.
Yeah. But then I still have to tell him, get near the fucking microphone.
Yeah.
He's always over there like, so like, you take rum.
Steve, could you move up a little bit?
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, yeah, so you take rum and you put it in your butt or whatever he's talking about. Some crazy alcohol-related story. A lot of stories. Okay, so anyway, here's their email. And it's, hey, everybody. Oh, wait, the subject line is redheads. Be wary, I guess.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, what's hip happening?
I guess it's redheads.
Yeah. So, boom. Where's Dom? We want to talk about the season finale of Grimm. Yeah, man. He's MIA. He's where in the world is Carmen San Diego, basically. And he's coming back soon.
Our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
He's
study, basically.
He's basically the Bionic Man. We're rebuilding him.
Right.
He's going to be back faster, stronger, and better. All right, so on to question 1. Who is your favorite redhead actress and favorite redhead fictional character?
Ooh, this is a tough one.
You got a thing for redheads? You got a thing for redheads, Ed?
This is very tough.
Oh, okay, I guess that's a yes.
Well, it's got to be Scarlett Johansson, right?
I'd say Scarlett Johansson
She's
or...
pretty much the top one out there.
Is she a redhead? I thought she was a blonde.
Well, you know what?
She plays a redhead.
She plays one, yeah.
But I think she's naturally a blonde.
And you know what? It's hard to track sometimes with the ladies because sometimes they change them. And I don't even mean for the movie. I just mean like in life they kind of will go in and out of hair colors.
I'm gonna say genuine redhead for me. It's Jessica Chastain.
I was gonna say from 0 to 30, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like I'm super attracted to her like in that regard, but I'm saying like
But she's an attractive woman.
she is absolutely.
But she's such a good
as
actress.
a favorite, as a favorite actress, sure. And then I agree with you on that. Favorite fictional.
Oh, what's
redhead?
her name? Christine Hendricks.
Sure. Okay. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. She's great.
Favorite fictional redhead. That's easy.
Yeah.
That to me that is Barbara Gordon.
Okay.
The Oracle.
Sure. Absolutely.
I remember reading comics. That was one of my favorite characters.
All right.
And she's great as Batgirl. Cool. It's fun to see her back as Batgirl.
Yeah.
But I remember the backstory and just I thought the character of the Oracle was so strong.
Yeah.
I kind of missed that.
Favorite redhead fictional.
Mary Jane.
Yeah. Is it Little Red Riding Hood have red hair?
I think actually she was usually portrayed as a blonde.
Yeah. Not that she's my favorite, but for some reason it was stuck in my head.
Trying to come up with something, right?
Yeah, I mean, favorite redhead that sticks out for fiction. I mean,
Ron Howard.
I would say
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Do you want to know what's funny? Is like the character that I've probably most read the adventures of, but I can't put as my favorite.
Red Sonja
is Jean Grey, like from X-Men. I'm like, is that really
Why
that?
not?
Because I don't feel like she's. I feel like she's like kind of like. I mean, people give Scott a hard time, like Cyclops, as being like a flat, one-dimensional character. I feel like she's like like she's not far removed from being that herself. I feel like she's much as like she's got things that go on in her life. She's not developed. She has no internal agency. But anyway, let's not get into all that shit. But yeah, I'd probably have to go with her, I guess, because just I've clocked hours with that fucking team. Okay. Oh boy. All right. So who's your favorite Spidey? Well, I mean, there's some interesting movies that you can find on. X.
Yeah,
whatever,
that's true. I mean,
.com.
especially when you start going to those Japanese sites, right?
Yeah, well,
that's a whole different, that's a whole different story.
That's a different podcast. So, who's your favorite Spidey love interest? I guess it's like what is it? Your options are Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane, and if you're counting the Dr. Octavius years, it's what's her name? The little lady, the dwarf, the little person. I can't remember her name now. Maria something Espinosa or something Spanish. But I don't know.
Hernandez, Rodriguez, Juarez.
Actually, it's
Anna Maria Marconi.
Anna Maria Marconi. Hey, it's Anna Maria Marconi. Hey, she have better things, and she's a scientist too. She just happens to be a little person.
Hey, and a pasta fazool to you.
But I will make that my favorite Peter Parker girlfriend. When Doc Ock took over Spider-Man, they actually kind of started a relationship. So basically, it was Peter Parker was dating her. She just didn't know Doc Ock was in Peter Parker's body for like 3 freaking years. But eventually, when she found out, it was she just kind of like got pushed off to the side. She was around, but like she was very understanding about the whole thing. Well, it just explained all the weirdness after a while, which was a very logical conclusion, which was like, she was constantly pressing him like, well, where are you going? Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't get it. Like, she wasn't like the girlfriend that didn't ask the right questions. I'll tell you that. As a character, it was kind of interesting. It was like, well, she's going to put this together any minute now. And she did. So,
I mean, for me, because I don't really know Spider-Man from the comics.
Yeah.
I just go, I mean, based on the movies, I guess I would say Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
I like Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy. I think more than Kirsten Dunst's Mary Jane.
Yeah.
I would like to have seen what Shailene Woodley did with Mary Jane.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But that's, I guess we're never going to see that.
Yeah, Pete doesn't have like a long stable of girlfriend, so it's pretty much like between those two.
I'd just stick with Mary Jane. That was the classic when I was reading.
It pretty much comes down to Mary Jane or Gwen. It pretty much comes down to living or dead. Anyway, what's the farthest you've ever gone from home? I went to California when I was like 6.
I went to California.
Vegas.
Vegas, nice.
I went to Vegas as a coach of a high school speech and debate team.
All right, that went from really exciting.
Yes,
to pretty mad.
Yes, no. It gets better. I was in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I was 20.
Oh, good times. Basically,
So you were doing show tunes in Vegas.
yeah, you could.
I
could
was
perform.
I was taking a bunch of 16-year-old kids initially to a speech tournament, and then they all did horribly, and we went to play laser tag for 2 days.
Well, there you go.
Which was whatever. I'd rather be winning.
Yeah, there you go. I'd rather be celebrating a win than laser tagging it up for 2 days.
That's
laser tag has its limits.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a physical thing. I couldn't last. I'd be like, 1 round, okay? Just saying it from the beginning, 1 round. We're doing 1 fucking round. You guys can do as much as you want. Okay, so last museum and/or zoo adventure you went on. Anything there? Last time you went to a museum?
Museum?
Pardon me.
I was probably
Or a zoo?
it was either the MoMA or the Morgan. I think it was the Morgan Library Museum when they had a Winston Churchill exhibit.
Okay.
Staten Island Zoo a couple of years ago.
I went to the
2, 3, 4 years ago.
It's funny when I get in. Steve and Irina give me a ride home from the WCBJ podcast every other Wednesday, and when I get in the car, I always look at the sticker that's on their dashboard. I always mean to ask them what they did when they went there, but they went to the Museum of the Moving Image, and so they got the same little sticker that I had too. That you can just kind of take them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have the coffee mug here somewhere, but I went there with my ex, and we went to go see the Breaking Bad exhibit of all the props and stuff that was there for a while, and all this kinds of stuff. So we got to see a little bit of the blue meth. We got to see the scrub down suits they wore, and all this kind of stuff. Some scripts and stuff. All stuff in glass cases that you weren't supposed to photograph or take any video of. That we took plenty of pictures and video of. So it was pretty cool. That was pretty cool, and that's a thing that like I recommend to anybody in the New York in the boroughs, like or anytime you're in New York looking for something to do, go out to Brooklyn or Queens, and go to the Museum of the Moving Image because it's tons of cool stuff. And one of the cooler things, in a way, is they've got an area where it's all of the original run Star Wars toys and some Star Trek stuff, and then also some phasers and so it's like a sci-fi.
Thanks, Bill. Now you just gave Grant a reason to come to New York.
Well, I'm here. He's got one reason to come.
Now he's got 2.
No, now we just have things to do when he gets here. That's all. Now we have an itinerary. We have things to keep him busy.
By the way, it's in Astoria.
In Astoria, Queens.
35th Avenue.
35th Avenue.
Actually,
Okay.
no, I'm sorry. It looks like there's a place in New York, in Manhattan,
Okay.
on 35th Avenue, and then there's another one that's in Astoria.
Okay.
I might have originally been in Astoria, and then they branched out into Manhattan because of the volume of people in Manhattan.
And different exhibits they can do like that too.
Just Google it. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, just Google it. Give it the googs. So, was a favorite item to order at Ralph's? So those not to know, Ralph's Ice Cream is a homemade, family-owned ice cream.
Yeah, it started in like the 1920s.
Staple of Staten Island.
I know them more for their Italian ices.
Well, fair
Well, yeah,
fair enough.
they've only got
Absolutely,
about 150 friggin' flavors these days.
Yeah,
And
it
it's
gets a little
all-
crazy.
It's all homemade, but you got to go to the original Ralph's
Yeah,
because as good as it is,
yeah.
the stuff that they give to the franchise stores is a little different.
Yeah, it's probably
and so-
streamlined or something like that.
Right,
a
it's a
little bit.
streamlined recipe for made for more profitability, I guess. But you go to the main one, the stuff's unreal.
Yeah, it's
You
it's
know.
quite it's
And the other
quite
stuff's good
amazing.
too. But
I'm always good for a chocolate chip ice. I like a nice
chocolate chip mint ice cream for me.
Yeah, even
What
chocolate chip
what nice
mint
chunky
ices, too.
bits of chocolate.
I just go old-fashioned watermelon
Nice.
ice.
Nice. Hot fudge sundaes from there is pretty amazing too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's for Ralph's, and then question number 6. What do you think of Uncle Louis G ices? Could we get any more local?
Too much sugar.
Yeah, I'm never impressed.
Not bad, but very, very sweet.
I'll tell you this: they're trying to make a hit out here, and it's been hard for them. They have a few locations that actually have remained, but they tried to
it's
pop up
it's
all over.
family in Brooklyn started it.
Yeah, but they tried to get multiple locations out here going.
Jumped into
crazy.
franchising right away.
There's one in my neighborhood that's it's not even a store; it's a stand outside of a
Okay.
They do a couple
in front of a grocery store.
Okay. Yeah.
And they're only open in the summers.
Yeah.
When I was I used to work across the street from there. I usually just grab one on my way home. It was nice, but it's not Ralph's.
No, it's not bad, but it's very sweet.
There you go. So they sign off with, till next week, you beautiful bastards, Steve and Irina.
Thank you.
They compliment us so nicely. So that will officially wrap up the emails.
So what did we learn this week, Bill?
So this week we learned, let's think back. Did we learn anything? Is there any standout moments? No. nothing's jumping.
Well,
at me.
I'm upset about Fish Mooney. I think.
Yeah,
I think
we learned that. We learned
Yeah.
that. We learned that the new MacGyver series looks like it's filtered through a Dove soap bar. It's good for.
We learned that you don't need a mullet to be MacGyver.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's nothing to do with the mullet unless he was using that to hide stuff in, which would have been great. What would have been great is if that kid's pinned his hair back and then he ends up using the bobby pin that's holding it up, for something. Then okay, then all right. That's a thing I wouldn't see coming unless I worked on the show.
Yeah,
and wrote it myself. But what else? Anything else that we learned that we might have learned? I don't know. I don't know if anybody's learned anything.
That Dom doesn't like us anymore.
That Dom is still missing.
we miss him.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a fund going soon.
Well, like I said, the guys with the milk crate, they're going to be coming by tomorrow.
Yeah,
so
we're gonna have a
get
sit
picture.
down. I'm gonna call his mom and dad, get some pictures sent over.
Yeah, nice blurry picture, please.
Send it over via fax.
Yeah.
And then this way it gets all grainy.
Wouldn't it be great? That's how we start our Patreon account, and then eventually,
that's it.
Eventually, like we can't bring him back because of what we're bringing in.
Yeah. We'll give you a piece of the money, but you got to stay in hiding now. We got to have a good thing going here. It's like the Save Walter White.
Hey, eventually we could do one about Ed too.
There you go. That's how we get.
It
And
might
that's
happen.
how we start.
Maybe
to get
it'll
rid
end
of
up being
them.
me. Maybe I'll find one about me on there one
Oh,
day.
that's how I phase you all out. Right? I just have to buy you off with a fucking Patreon account.
Yeah, until you learn the guitar, buddy. We'll see when that happens.
Yeah, there you go.
That's true.
That's true. I can play like 3 notes. Not.
He'd probably just get me on a day when I'm not thinking about it and be like, dude, can you teach me how to play the intro?
Well, actually, you know what? Like, unless you want to sue me for it, but I got it on tape at this point. I got it, And I probably, if I wanted to do it, I got.
Well, I guess I could sue you for it because you got it on tape.
Yeah, it's true. That's what I mean. If I wanted to use it without you, but I could probably build a soundboard out of the two of you, or and just have like automated responses to everything I say.
Yeah. No, I did hear a very similar riff of it a couple of weeks ago on 7 Days a Geek.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I don't know who authorized that.
Yeah, that was a sneaky thing on that 7 Days a Geek episode. If people have heard it, go through the archive on them. Go back maybe 2 episodes. A very interesting opening.
Does Bob know about that?
Yeah, Bob knows it. Bob may not be recalling it right now, but I played it for him, and he was like, "What the fuck is that?" He's like, "That's our intro. Why is our intro on that thing?" And I was like, "That's Grant. Grant took it and he's playing it." Oh, maybe it was Dom that heard it. I don't know. One of you two.
You did play it for me. It's just
okay.
It slipped my mind.
Okay, because I was like, I know, because now Bob's didn't give me a sign right there, and I was like, wait a minute, who the fuck did I play for? I'm talking to Bob, like, and Bob's like, no.
He just likes watching.
I
you
don't
sweat.
really recall everything, but I do remember you played it for me.
But I like Ed's theory that you just want to, sometimes you're just making a guy sweat.
Yeah, occasionally that's what it is, but not that time.
Cool. All right, so if people want to reach us and find us, guys, let's go around the table. Ed, where can they find you?
At Edward O'Hare TBD.
Oh my gosh, Bob, on Twitter, where can they find you?
At Bob WTPC.
All right, and they can find me at Wicked Theory. You can also find our show and Preacher vs. Preacher at wickedtheory.com. We're on a whole bunch of internet pod services, so look for us wherever you're at. If where you're at right now is not good enough for you.
The podcatcher of your choice.
Yes, that's a good one. I like that. Wherever good podcasts are given away for free.
There you go.
That's where we'll be. Yeah, that's it. Bob, take us the hell out of here.